so he'll finish on the right lane.
And he better get off to a fast start.
That's fast enough, Danny? This man is so strong. He amazes me. He is just, to me, he's the dominant player on the senior tour right now. There all night.
Well, he's won 6 consecutive matches in the championship round. He's trying to make it number 7.
Well, I really think he needs to get out to a quick start because I'm convinced Hricsina is going to start striking. He's going to come out 17.2. It's the 10th and a half board. He's been right there, board and a half belly.
This guy's wearing out the second arrow.
Yeah, well, he's wearing out the consistent speed, too.
Good point for our bowling fans across the country. Have to have consistent speed if you want good results. And the results right now are what John Handegard is putting up on the board as he starts with a double and Hricsina is down 10.
Staring at that rack. I don't know if he likes it or not. Here it comes. The bad break and leaves the 7-pin. And we see that he's starting in at the 15th board at 16.6.
All the way out to the 8th board.
Right. The difference in the way guys do it. 60's belling the ball 8 boards as opposed to a board and a half for Handegard. A muscle game. But look how short the backswing is. He is so strong from this point on as he hits the pivot step here, a nice long slide, and just snaps it through.
Really explodes, turns the ball. This one comes up flush. John Hricsina, who used to swing the ball almost over his head, he told me, and throw it probably twice as fast as he is now. Ends up with a strike on lane 45. So he's really changed his game quite a bit in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he told me the same thing. It's amazing to think of him having a backswing over his head.
And of course, Richie right there.
Well, he must have broken some pins when he did that. So
this guy doesn't break him. He just caresses him down. So you know when you got to go. When you watch those pins start rolling and revolving as they head into the pit while you're just rolling them right off the deck at that point.
That's the classic perfect strike. The ball hit the 1, 3, 5, 9, and all the other pins hit the pins they were supposed to hit. The result 3 in a row and 30 in the first. 20-pin lead.
Start checking out those pins, and they're whirling on the way back. You know you're rolling that thing. 6 shots, 5 strikes. You were right. High scoring. Try to tickle that 7 down, and Hricsina is going. The guy finally stopped striking.
This machine, does he ever stop?
Tell you what, get a couple of batteries, you plug them in, the guy does nothing but go to the line and give you X's.
Well, he does nothing but throw it in the 1-3 pocket anyway. 1 shot in 3.5 games out of the pocket. No mistakes now. Cover the spare.
Mistake if not in his repertoire.
And there's their PBA Hall of Famer, former public relations director of the PBA.
Coming out to lend a hand on the PBA Senior Tour, EA Bud Fisher.
Swung it more. Oh my goodness. It's Handegard's night, I guess. You can't throw it any better than he threw that one. He threw it just a little bit slower and swung it just a little bit more. Look at the turn on this ball. Hits about the 12th, 13th board out to about 7. And there's your result. The old solid 8. What some people said was the only true tap in bowling. Personally, I never believed that.
I don't think Hricsina believes that it stood. That was his best shot of the night.
16.6, started at 12.5, swung it out to 6.5. So he's swinging at 6 boards on the right lane, which we said all along was a little bit tighter.
16.6 in speed on both lanes. That's consistent. One more strike for Hricsina, who really is just a solid 8 away from being right in the thick of this one.
To being actually ahead. If he carries that, that's 20 pins. He's down 19. Chink in the armor there.
A little more speed that time, 17.7, but he hit the 11 board instead of 10. Ball looked like it skidded a little bit, didn't it?
Just a little bit.
You've been hitting 10, 10.5. That one hit the 11.
And a half of, 0.5 of a mile faster can make it skid just another foot or two and not make it back.
That's what we're chatting about is Brunswick Bowler Vision Bowler Track being supplied to us here on ESPN this summer to basically track the speed and direction and location of our professional shots. And it's been kind of fun for you and I to break it down at 15 feet and 45 feet. Miami Herald sports columnist, one of the outstanding bowling writers, an award-winning writer, and a PBA Hall of Famer in his own right. Dick Evans manning the press room along with EA Bud Fisher for the senior tour, and boy, they've done a marvelous job.
Marvelous job. Dick worked for the Miami Herald for 40 years.
And we've got about 80 years experience between the two of them, and they've done their best to keep you and I in line all week long, although they haven't been able to do that.
And John struggling just a little bit. He's gone now 3 frames without a strike. I really think that Hricsina is going to get right back in this. This one crept just a little bit high. You can see it was high all the way, left that 4-pin. Sometimes you trip it out with that 2-pin. Didn't do it this time.
Interesting thing there. No deflection whatsoever in Handegard's balls that went through the pocket that time.
Well, when it hits that high, it doesn't want to deflect.
Why is that? Is it rolled out?
No, because it's higher on the head pin at that point. What makes it deflect is it hits that head pin on the right. Sure. It makes it deflect to the right.
All right, that makes sense. Prize list this week, $5,000. And, of course, the Battle Creek PBA Senior Open up for grabs. Well, no solid 8 this time as he kicks out the 4 and the 10.
Actually, not as good a shot as he threw back in the 4th frame, but he got the good break with the 4-7-10 with the last to go. And, he's in the position. He has not missed lane 45. If he strikes here, he takes a 4-pin lead.
Working on a double. Two beautiful shots as the Hricsina clan right there clapping at the result of the 3-bagger and the 4-pin lead.
Suddenly now Handegard finds himself down for the first time tonight. See how he responds. Has to get there. Oh, trips the 4 and a 9 out of there.
And the got sick.
Biggest shot of the week coming up right now for John Handegard, I think.
Down by 4, could retake the lead if he doubles here.
And put the pressure on Hricsina, let him know that he hasn't lost it. He's still in the match. You see the scoreboard there. 4 pins the difference. Big shot.
Good speed. Ball holds pocket, but that 10-pin nearly had company in the 8.
Just not the lift that he wanted. He had the good speed, but he didn't have the finger lift. Now he has to hope that Hricsina stops striking.
Matter of fact, that ball down there at 17.9 miles per hour, that was his hardest shot of the night.
Right.
Maybe frozen roped it, do you think?
Yeah, you could see he was in at the 13th board then, so he bellied it about 3 boards, but he got it in just a little bit more and threw it a little harder, and it hit a little weaker.
A spare up for Handegard in the 8th. Now it's up to John Hricsina to really take control of the match. He tripped the 4 and the 7 the last time on lane 46.
doesn't look like it will. That keeps it a tight match, makes it a 3-pin match if he makes the spare. I'd like our viewers to watch how hard he throws at this spare as we take a replay of the first shot. Over about the 13th board, out to about 7. Comes in light. The 10-pin stands. And we missed his fireball at the 10-pin, but he does fire at those spares, I'll tell you.
A la Mark Roth and Joe Berardi. Those guys throw it harder than anybody at those 1-pin spares. Of course, the PBA Touring Pros in Edmond, Oklahoma, Boulevard Bowl this week for a major championship down that way.
3 pins the difference. 2 frames to go.
Rip the finger holes out of that shot. Does he trick the 2? Not quite.
Wow. Handegard has a chance now. He really has a chance that John didn't strike on that shot. He was really fortunate to get away with 9. It's a blur.
Spade in the mouth.
John trying to figure out the score. Well, John, you're 2 pins ahead.
Possible 235, and he could close him out.
Will it carry? Yes.
Oof.
Boy, that was a nice loose swing. Nice and fluid.
That's the confidence.
Now, though, I think the key for him is the shot on the left-hand lane. Or problem on 45.
Well, this was Hricsina's strategy to begin with. He made him finish on his tougher lane. 2 pins. Will it hold? No.
Uh-oh. 6.
And he's handed it to Hricsina. He has to go for this, Dan. He has to go for this all the way.
Six, 7, 10. It can be made.
Has to hit the 6 pin on the right, slide it across. Hey! Oh! What a shot! Oh my goodness, he was going for it all the way. You couldn't have done it. I thought he was going to slide it in front of it and not get it. You knew at this point it had a chance. Now he needs a strike to finish with 216 to make Hricsina get a strike somewhere.
Trying to gather himself after the brilliant split conversion. Better speed on this shot, and Handegard with a masterful 10th frame. Really gutted it out when the odds were against him.
And what he's made Hricsina do is to fill 19 pins in the 10th frame. He needs 9 spare strike to win by a pin.
Sentence not spare shake.
Oh, nice extension. Too much though. Through the
7.
nose, and John Handegard may have just won back-to-back.
He's won back-to-back. It's over.
Count no matter what.
No matter what, he's won.
Holy cow. Sue Handegard can't believe it. Hricsina fires it down. It'll do him no good. John Handegard with a brilliant split conversion in the 10th. Just outlast John Hricsina, who finishes second. So for Handegard, back-to-back victories. The final 216 to 202.
Wow, that was a good match. Right,